What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Rob Duran podcast. Fellas, what's going on, man?
You're doing well,
You're
bro. Happy fourth.
all I see is fireworks.
That's
All I hear is
right.
fireworks.
I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
Man, we got a jam-packed episode for y'all today. A lot of stuff has gone on in the last we could say the last week, but it's really felt like 3 days. And I guess we'll kick it off with the NBA. A lot of moves, a lot of trades. Obviously, the NBA draft, we saw a lot of players get drafted, including Bronny James in the second round by the Lakers. But I want to start with some trades and some moves that went on. Want to see what you guys thought, what trade that was done or signing that was done might shake up the NBA next season.
I like the
You
Paul
want,
George trade to the Sixers. Makes the East a bit more competitive. Feel like the Sixers needed that in the playoffs. They needed somebody else to pick up the slack. A lot of people thought it was gonna be Tobias Harris, and that didn't kind of happen or didn't work out the way it was supposed to. Um, and Paul George is Philly. Philly's not that far from New York, so he's like in the tri-state metropolitan area. So I think it's a good move for the economy. People would love to watch him play and ball out. I like that move.
that's a good one. That's a good one. The Sixers are definitely now in serious contention mode. We'll see what kind of pieces they bring around them. Um, but I do like that signing for them. The team that I think that has been doing a very good job this offseason is the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think that the addition to of Alex Caruso, I think, is going to be big for them. I think
Very
he's
good
like
move.
one of those Drew Holiday esque players. Like he's just gonna do or a Derek White. Like he's just gonna do the little things that might not show up in the box score as much. Um, Another good signing I liked was Hartenstein. That
Mm.
dude,
Yeah.
we Isaiah Hartenstein from the Knicks. We grew to love him and root for him. He was killing it in these playoffs. He had to step up for Mitchell Robinson when he went down, and he did a great job. So I think Oklahoma City, you know, they felt like they might need to be a little bigger. They saw this team Minnesota, how good they did with the rotation of the big man, and I just think that stylistically they're trying to not have that weakness when they go up against teams like that.
Yeah, OKC. I like the moves they did because it shows that they weren't satisfied with what happened last year and early exit in the playoffs and all that stuff, despite being the number one seed. So it's I'm glad they've kind of retooled a little bit, added some pieces to what they already have, which is a good young core. So that's gonna be good. For me, I'm gonna go with my Knicks, man. What are we
Mikal
talking
Bridges.
about here? Come on.
Yeah.
Adding another Villanova guy, Mikal Bridges from the Nets in a rare Knicks Nets trade. I think they gave up like 5 first-round picks. The full details are still coming out. I just saw recently that they said they're like expanding the trade. So it might include a third team, it might include additional players, whatever the case may be. But I think it's a good move for the Knicks. Is he an absolute superstar? No, he's not, a superstar or anything like that. But he fits into that system that the Knicks have in place. He fits into that culture that the Knicks have in place. He's a good 3-and-D guy. I think he's like the top corner three shooter there is, which helps out when Jalen Brunson is driving down, opens up that corner three for Bridges and all that stuff. And I think he's just going to be a great fit for the Knicks.
Yeah. He doesn't have to move.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. An honorable mention, Clay to the Mavericks. I think that's gonna be low key. Is gonna be a big difference maker. Also, if Clay could play 50% of what he could play back in the past, I think it's gonna open it up for Luca and Kyrie even more. So
Oh, for sure, man. I mean, come on. These last finals that we just watched, I was begging for somebody to shoot the ball. Like, put me in there and get some shots in, bro. Like, I was getting tight. Maxi Kleber made me look bad out there, bro. Maxi Kleber, like, come on, man. I was praising you, and you go out there and you lay an egg and stuff. Like, come on.
That's so funny. But yeah,
Clay,
My
I
bad.
just hope Clay like is Clay, man.
yeah,
Because he's the way he's been talking, it makes me feel really like depressed, bro. Because he's talking about like he sees the end of his career coming up, and I get it. Like he had two what are career threatening or career ending injuries back to back with the ACL and the Achilles. So I get it. Maybe he's still recovering from that. As a ACL recovery person myself, like I get it. The mental struggle is insane. Not to mention the guy who's doing it for a living and had two of these. But I hope he comes back and he's himself, man. Maybe leaving like that Warriors, culture and going somewhere else kind of unlock something different for him. But I really hope the dude just balls out,
fresh start basically.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, Clay is one of these dudes that he plays better with a chip on his shoulder, and I'm sure he has you know, he's definitely, you know, he's definitely chipped right now.
Yeah,
Definitely chipped up. So hopefully he can get a chip with the Mavs. But they definitely needed more shooting in the finals. That's for sure. Timely shooting as well. Like
yeah.
I don't know, man. So these Mavericks players, they really disappointed me. And I know we're not gonna talk about the finals. We're past that, but like these dudes, none of them wanted to make a wide open. They were getting good looks. They were just not hitting their shots. But
Yeah.
I guess that's how the cookie crumbles. But what other moves were made? I mean, I think the OG Ananobi re-signing was big for the Knicks
Yeah.
too.
That was a must. They needed to bring him back.
Yeah, so Donovan Mitchell's re-signing with the Cavs. What are your thoughts on that?
I think we talked about a little bit off air, but I think it was the best move for him. Obviously, the Cavs could pay him the most because that's just the way the NBA structure works now. But honestly, I think he just sees around the league and sees how these teams are kind of constructing themselves, and it's almost a like, where do I fit in if I leave Cleveland situation? And I don't think he saw a better place, I guess we can say, where he can go in and compete for something.
Yeah. I didn't like it. I wish he would have gone somewhere else, but I understand why he would stay. So I don't blame him. But I used to love watching him play in the playoffs when he was like in Utah, and I always wanted to see him more like in a Nets Knicks uniform or the Heat or something. But yeah, that didn't happen. The Heat didn't really make any moves that I'm aware of, and that was disappointing to hear and see. So
Yeah, I was thinking about the Heat. They definitely that's a team that they just need like maybe one more piece to really get them over the hump. Um,
Do you think that their inactivity had to do with Jimmy Butler saying, "I'm not signing an extension," and
he
that
said
kind of
that.
set, yeah.
that was reported, yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe that factored into like the Heat saying, "All right, let's not invest too much to see what's going to happen after this season."
Yeah, because
Mhm.
I would have thought Paul George might have maybe thought about going down to Miami, because that would have made some sense. But
Apparently, he
that
wanted to go to the Warriors. Paul George. Some rumors out there that the Clippers just didn't want to make that trade happen.
that's the
Mm.
only way he will be able to land there.
Yeah, it would have been trade because the Warriors are like over the cap.
But yeah, I wouldn't want to feed my, division opponent, my players, and then have to play them and get spanked by them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they moved them to the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
That's basically some of the strategy that was there, and Also, Philly paid him well.
Yeah,
They
They
offered
did.
him a good. They offered him a pretty good bag, I would say.
yeah. I,
Um,
I was surprised James Harden resigned for as much as he did, or got the extension that he did. Um Westbrook resigned also, or whatever. He got back on the same team. LeBron, after saying he was gonna take a pay cut and nobody really wanted to go there to play with him, they're like, F it, I'm gonna take that bag back then. Um,
Interesting on LeBron though. They
yeah,
were gonna offer him a 3-year deal. It ended
yes,
up being a 2-year max.
but it's a 2 year with a player option, I think,
Yeah.
so he can kind of like opt out again. Which is what he's been doing for like the last 5 or whatever years since like Miami. I feel like he's just been opting out like the last year of his deal, and he like one for the team to get players, and then for him to also maximize on what he can get.
Yeah.
So it's
Smart
kind of
business.
smart. Yeah, I don't see
Speaking
other
of
people really
LeBron
doing that.
though, or since we're on the LeBron topic,
Yee.
so his son Bronny James gets drafted 55th overall, second round by the Lakers. I don't
Yeah,
think anyone was surprised that it was the Lakers. I think it was kind of like the unspoken thing. He was going to end up in LA.
yeah,
But there's a lot of stuff going around critiquing the Lakers draft choice because they're calling it nepotism. They're saying LeBron was in charge. They're saying all this stuff. So a lot of that going around in the social media verse. So I wonder what your thoughts are on that whole situation.
you go first. A second.
yeah. I mean, first of all, I think that the news is awesome. I think that as a father, I can't even imagine the feeling that that must be, how surreal that must be. That you've been in the league, a league that tears, that you put so much wear and tear to your body, and you last 21 years, and you're still considered one of the best players in the league still. You're still getting max contracts at age 40.
It's wild.
So if you are in the position that LeBron's in right now, you wouldn't do the same thing. Like people they gotta stop. They just gotta stop. Uh, I don't see anything wrong with this. Like, I mean, anybody in LeBron's position would want to do this, and I think, yeah, man, I think that all that noise is just that. It's just noise. This is great for the league. I feel like it's just a dope story. That's just, I think, like that's almost better than winning a championship. I feel, as a father, I could imagine that's how LeBron feels right
Yeah, I think he might be the only person to pull this off in like NBA history or witnessing history, basically. Um, I could care less about the nepotism. There's a lot worse that goes on in the league. Like isn't Jalen Brunson and his father working for the same organization technically, right? Like there's a whole bunch of that goes on all over the place. So I could care less. I mean, I just can't wait to see what he does on the court. There's obviously gonna be a lot of pressure and a scope on him. And there's probably gonna be a lot of trash talking. Like, he messes up, they're gonna say the worst about him. But I'm pretty sure LeBron, has shown that he's able to, I guess, reel in people, show them the ropes and kind of let them go and see them mature. And I'm pretty sure his son out of everybody has probably gotten it the most. Oh, I feel like it's a Goku Gohan type of moment. Like they went into the hyperbolic time chamber and now he's about to come out and about to let loose on the league. And this is what I'm hoping. Like I'm hoping to see alley oops and dunks all over the place, and he's gonna start
Be
talking
dope.
his smack. And low key, what happens if he becomes like the rookie of the year or something? Like that's what I would like to see. Um, but like that nepotism stuff has to like doesn't matter, to be honest. There's other players that are a lot worse that got drafted in the first round. So like I don't get why they're nitpicking on that. So,
Yeah, it's crazy to me. I agree with both of you. Like even like the points that Cesar was making, like as LeBron, like being LeBron, like me being a dad. My kid's only 6 now, but
mhm.
in 20 years, less than 20 years, hopefully, but in 10, 15 years, whatever, he has an opportunity to get drafted to the MLB, for example. Hell yeah, I'm gonna be proud and I'm gonna be all. If I'm working in MLB, if I'm in the front office, you don't think I'm gonna be like, yo, if my son's available, that yeah, man. And I don't care about the nepotism talk.
Mhm.
It's so much worse because the thing is, like with Bronny, he had to work up to this point.
Mhm.
It's not like he was just getting free passes. Like you still got to ball out. You still got to show your worth. You still got to be capable and worthy of being drafted. It's not like you're just gonna be a bum and that you're gonna get drafted because you have the last name James. This dude
Yeah,
worked his butt off, got to
Mhm.
this position to put himself in the conversation to be one of the lucky draftees. And it
yeah,
just so happened that his dad has given 20 plus years to the sport of basketball, won gold medals, won championships, broken massive records that
All
will
time
never
great.
be touched. Like,
Yeah.
arguably the GOAT. Yeah, if my son is available, we're picking him. I
Yeah.
don't care.
I'll show you what me and my son can do.
Yeah, man, people got to stop it with that. They just want to
that
hate on LeBron to hate on LeBron. Now they got another reason to hate on LeBron.
Yeah.
that's where it stems from, and you made a lot of great points. He worked for that. He worked for
Yeah,
this.
man.
You know, if it was like that, then Jeffrey Jordan would have made the A. You know, like like
Or
if we
Dwayne
like
Wade's kid.
right, like you got to work to be even in that consideration. So kudos to Bronny for you know putting in the work, and I I would love for him to have an amazing rookie year. You know,
That would be
I don't.
great.
That would be amazing. That would be great, great. And he doesn't even have to do any eyeballing stats or anything. But if I could see him do key plays here and there, momentum swing plays, then that's gonna be a dangerous kid because he's pretty stocky, man. He's
Yeah,
a
and he's
stocky
really good
kid.
defensively. Like he's a defensive first player.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine him fourth quarter guarding Kyrie or something like that.
Right, right.
Like
That's what
that
I'm
would be
saying. Like,
dope, man.
It's like having another LeBron.
Yeah.
Yo, quick question. Since we're on the topic, what do you think like the opponents are gonna do when they see Bronny on the court? Like, do you think they're gonna like try to go at him?
I think we'll see some of that. I think there'll be some players who give him a little extra shove, a little extra contact on a play and stuff like that.
You think
Probably to
LeBron?
get under LeBron's skin, but also to
Yeah,
kind of,
think
you
LeBron
know.
gonna jump in? Yo, that's my son. Chill out. I want to see
yeah,
the dynamic. It's gonna be interesting.
yeah. I'm sure they're gonna definitely try to get in his head and test his mental for sure. Because he's under a lot of pressure. I could only fathom the amount of pressure Bronny's in right now.
With
To
even
live,
more reason, though, it was good that he got drafted on the team where his dad is. Because just that pressure, his name alone is pressure and is going to always be associated with his dad. Whether he got drafted by Memphis or he got drafted by the Lakers, then it doesn't matter. You know, that pressure is going to follow him regardless. But now having his dad there to kind of take him under his wing on a consistent basis, 24/7, where LeBron is with them every day now. It'll make a difference for him. And I'm glad it's happening.
yeah, me too. It's gonna be a very, very interesting season next season, and there's still some moves left to be made. I
Yeah.
think DeMar DeRozan is up in the air too, so that'll be interesting. He could definitely change the dynamic of a team for sure.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where he ends up landing.
Hmm.
There are talks of him taking like a shorter term deal, 1 or 2 year deal. So that kind of opens up his options as well.
He definitely should. Uh, Try to milk it this year and then try to get another deal next year if he has good numbers this year. Sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah. So transitioning to a different sport, since we're talking about numbers, going to baseball real quick. Aaron Judge, the dude is having an incredible season, surpassing numbers that we've seen MVP winners have in seasons. Aaron Judge has right before the All-Star break. The dude is, I don't know what the batting average is tonight, at the end of tonight, but as of this morning, he was the leader in the Triple Crown categories in the AL, which is home runs, RBIs, and batting average. We're not even at the All-Star break. The man has 32 home runs. Now, Cesar and I predicted a little thing back and forth. It was probably at the beginning of the season or something like that, once Aaron Judge got hot. And he said, Cesar, that Aaron Judge would have 37 home runs by the All-Star break. I gave it 34. The way the man's swinging the bat, he may surpass both. Somehow. But
might have 40.
What are you guys' thoughts on Aaron Judge?
It's a monster. That's it.
He's definitely a beast for sure. I mean, I remember people were panicking in the first month. You know,
I was.
I never, man, if there was any player that I didn't care having a quote unquote slump, it was Aaron Judge. I was more scared for, like, you know, Juan Soto, because it's like you just never know when a player comes to the Yankees how they're gonna handle that pressure, because the pressure is always different in New York. But Aaron Judge is phenomenal. He's amazing. He's been doing this for quite a few years now. That he's just doing these eye-popping, ridiculous numbers, and he goes on these insane runs. Like right now, his batting average is at 318, like 83 RBIs, 32 home runs, and we're still not in the All-Star break. He's putting up the numbers that players from the 90s used to put up on the regular basis. Like you would see a Seattle team and you have maybe a player or two that averages these numbers, like a Ken Griffey or a player like that, A-Rod. But yeah, I mean, I know it's early, but I don't see how any other player is gonna even come close to the MVP race if he keeps this up.
Right.
There's such a gap between like where Aaron Judge is in certain stats and the second person, or just like the player in general. Like they did some power rankings, I think it was MLB. Did some power rankings of like best hitters thus far. And it was Aaron Judge 1, Gunnar Henderson from the Baltimore Orioles. Phenomenal player. But the gap between him and Judge, like if you look at stats, you look at just the eye test, it's such a large gap because Aaron Judge is that great. It's incredible the seasons he's had. And he's put to bed all that injury prone talk from when the start of his career. He's put all that to bed. He's living up right now. His contract probably looks like a bargain compared to the type of deals that have come after him and will continue, like what Soto's going to get, for example. But when we look at Aaron Judge, I shy away from mentioning Barry Bonds when it comes to comparisons because Barry Bonds is the GOAT. I don't care what anybody says. I'm happy to debate that too all day. But Aaron Judge is putting up Barry Bonds type numbers every single season. This dude is having one of the greatest careers I think we've ever seen. And just the type of player he is, what we're seeing is generation. Like we're never going to see another Aaron Judge type of player. And it's just insane that we get to witness this and that he's a New York Yankee at that. Because, damn, the dude, the numbers he's putting up are crazy. And I apologize to Aaron Judge because I think it was last year, 2 years ago, when I was doing Sports 360 with my man Jeff. I
Shout
told
out.
him, yeah, shout out to Jeff. That dude's the man. But on one of the episodes that we were doing, I think it was like one of my like breakdowns or previews from like the beginning of the season. And I told them that Mike Trout will no longer be the best player in baseball that year. That is going to start shifting to Juan Soto. Little did I know that Aaron Judge was going to do what he did. So he must have taken that personally. So I apologize to Aaron Judge. He's clearly the best player in baseball. And that's another thing I'm happy to debate because there is not a player in the league, not even Otani, that compares to Aaron Judge.
I just hope he wins us a ring.
Yeah.
So I hope he stays consistent, stays hot all the way through the end of the season into the playoffs. So like I don't mind if he has all these records. It's gonna be great if he does, but just don't let it be in vain. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah, definitely. The Yankees need to make a couple moves, shore up that bullpen, which is not very good. Maybe add a starting pitcher if you have to. Doesn't have to be a number 1 or 2. Could be a 4 or 5, an innings eater type of guy. But yeah, they need to do something offensively. I need to see Aaron Boone stop playing guys like J.D. Davis and LeMahieu. Unfortunately, Ben Rice is that kid that they just called up. He's a major league bat, and that dude needs to be in the lineup every day. There's no excuse. I think he's hitting like 270 right now. He hasn't hit any home runs, but the dude got power. Like that's what he's been known for. He's a power bat, and he's living up to it right now. So he should be playing every single day.
What happened to LeMahieu, man?
He fell off the face of the earth, bro. LeMahieu, I don't know if it's like the injuries just because there was the same type of injury over and over again. It just kind of, he lost it. But the drop off from LeMahieu it needs to be studied. Like scientifically broken down and studied because the dude went from being a machine to being like the McDonald's McFlurry machine that's always broken.
Ouch.
It's a mess.
That is probably the worst you could be compared to.
That's funny.
Damn, yo, I haven't had a McFlurry in years, man.
Yeah, I haven't had a McFlurry.
I forgot the last time I had a McFlurry.
Them things used to be good too. They're like crack.
What?
And it with M&Ms. Oh my god, I used to break my teeth on those M&Ms. So cold.
Yo, did y'all think that the spoon was a straw the first time y'all saw it?
Yeah. It's like both, ain't it?
Yes, I thought it was both. The best of both worlds. That's
Yeah.
right.
Damn, I kind of want one.
Good luck finding.
Right? Oh man.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's crazy how this dude he batted 364 in 2020. That was his average.
I think
That's
so,
what he
yeah.
ended.
It was
Like
crazy.
that's like, how do you go from that to this? I don't know. I don't think it's age. I mean, he's 35, but
It just seems like he's lost like everything. Like
his
everything.
his mojo.
Yeah.
Gotta get it back.
Because it's not even that he's not like he's not even hitting the ball. It's soft contact every single time.
Damn.
Well,
No way, no. We need to go to DR or something.
Yeah.
Start hitting rocks with sticks.
habichuelas.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy. It's even harder, smaller.
Yo, those Dominicans be coming up with stuff.
It be working though.
It does work
does.
though. It helps contact.
Yep.
Definitely helps the contact for sure. Yeah, but Aaron Judge, back to the topic at hand. He's a beast. I agree with you, Roberto. He is the best player in the league. I think the case for Otani is that he pitches and he hits, So it's like kind of that's generational in itself. But I think a lot of that noise has overshadowed Aaron Judge's bizarre season runs that he's having right now. Do you think that maybe because of the lack thereof of success for the Yankees in the playoffs, especially against that team Houston, who's by the way heating up now?
I think they're only 3 games back.
Yeah, man. You know, Roberto, I have a bone to pick with you because you mentioned you started, you know, in that first month you was talking about they're done, they're washed and stuff.
Talking wild shit.
And I'm like, bro, don't wake the demon up, you know. And this ain't Drake, nigga. This is Kendrick.
That's
Nah,
wild.
but yeah,
I needed Houston to get good. That's why I said it. I want to take down Houston.
Okay.
Well, we're gonna ask for it.
The league is better when Houston's better. I see.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do you think that any of that kind of might have took the focus off of Judge a bit of these historic seasons he's having?
Yeah, I think so. Because I think the longer the Yankees play, the more we talk about them. And then once they get eliminated, it's like these other teams are on such a historic run. Like Texas was on a crazy run, Diamondbacks on a crazy run. So now it's like, you know, the Yankees don't get the Cowboys treatment per se, where the Cowboys they get talked about 24/7 regardless of what's happening with them. Once the Yankees get eliminated, it's all done. So now we forget that Aaron Judge is still the best player in baseball. But yeah, I think if the Yankees have long playoff runs and they're, you know, they live up to this and they continue to, you know, play in October, we'll get to see Aaron Judge more. Different fan bases will get to see Aaron Judge, and it'll just be on a bigger stage. I think people will be reminded constantly, like, "Yo, this dude is that guy."
Yeah, I agree. I also think the fact that he plays with the Yankees also doesn't help sometimes because the pressure of winning rings is different
It
for
is.
for a Yankees player than it is for you playing for any other organization.
Yeah.
So Shohei playing in the Angels kind of probably might have helped them.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds.
What I like
Made
about
No, it just made him stand out more.
and what I like about Shohei is that he can kind of beat you in multiple ways, not just with his bat. He can kind of shut you down with his arm too.
Yeah, is he throwing 96 with his left hand now? Is that what I read? Did I
That's
read
what I
that correctly?
read. Yeah.
That was a thing going around. So
Crazy.
I mean, if he's throwing 97 as a lefty, one thing that I will say, I think Shohei at some point, I say 2 years, because he's coming back from the surgery next year to pitch. They should consider putting him as a closer. And it doesn't have to be a traditional 1 inning closer. It could be like a 2 inning closer, multiple inning closer type of stuff. I think that's where he ends up. Because at some point, I think the choice has to be made. Are you going to be a hitter or are you going to be a pitcher? And I'm sure he's going to want to continue to do both. And what better compromise than to just put him in the bullpen? You can pitch him on multiple days, you know, 2-3 days in a row, which is more than what you're getting now. But then he still sits there and he's still a hitter. He's still going to hit 40 plus home runs, whatever the case may be. I can see that happening. That's just me thinking out loud.
I like it. I like that idea. I think we discussed this last year actually after we found out about him getting injured and needing surgery or whatnot. But I like that idea. I think that would prolong his pitching career.
Yeah, that'd be beast. Be like a closer and a DH.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could literally Start the
So-
game well, they play in the National League. Are we doing DHs in National Leagues? We're doing that now?
Yeah,
We got like a few years doing that?
that's sticking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, he could do it. He could be a DH and just come in and close.
Yo, that's sick. Yo. That would be so cheesy.
It'd be funny if he blows a save and then he leads off the next inning like
And
with a
gets
home run.
and wins.
Yeah,
Be the first
that's-
player to probably do that.
He saved his own game.
That's wild.
He took matters into his own hands, literally.
And as a closer, you could pitch almost every other day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you could pitch him 2-3 days in a row, and then
Right.
give him a couple of days off, and
You'll
or
be like solely responsible for carrying that team type of shit.
yeah,
And they don't even need to be carried that much. I mean, they have a pretty loaded roster. So.
and they're gonna add more at the trade deadline because that's what they do every year.
Well, wish we had him.
Okay,
We'll be
Yeah,
all
if
right.
the Dodgers don't win it this year, it's gonna be a huge disappointment.
it really will be.
You got them losing to Atlanta?
I said it joking around, but it'll be one of those things. The Dodgers come up small. It's just they remind me of the Celtics.
Yeah, I
And
was
now-
thinking that.
And now is the year. Now is like, I kept saying the Celtics have the most talented roster they've ever had in this run. The Dodgers have the most talented Dodgers roster they've ever had in this, I guess since winning the World Series, we can say, in 2020, which is the Mickey Mouse year. But,
Okay.
yeah, the COVID year, the shortened season and all that stuff.
Okay.
So, you have to win the World Series this year.
Or at least be there.
Yeah, like you can't get eliminated in the first round by the Braves if that's who you end up facing.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Luck to them. Thoughts and prayers.
Speaking of thoughts and prayers, Paul Heyman, bro, through a table like that.
Saw his face.
Bro.
Feel bad for him. I thought he died. Like I thought he wasn't gonna get up.
Paul Heyman deserves an award.
Yeah.
You could visibly see that he purposely let his beard grow a little bit, his facial hair a little bit. He also, I was reading this. I don't know how true this is, but I believe it. But in order for him to get so much into character, he didn't sleep the night before. So he pulled an all-nighter. So that's why his eyes were so red. Because he was losing sleep. Literally, his character was losing sleep because this dude Solo is taking over the bloodline. It's like similar to like the Lion King storyline. That Scar, Scar was the, he took over as the quote unquote as the interim king.
Mm-hmm.
But then one of them lions was like, "Nah, I don't acknowledge you as a king." He said, "For role." But this time, in this story, he got thrown into a table. So he was willing to sign up for all of that stuff just to add more fire to this awesome storyline.
I'm gonna tell you, the Bloodline storyline, ever since you guys caught me up on that, you and Lulu, yo, it's crazy. And the planning it's phenomenal, the storyline. The planning, the way they're going about it, the way they kind of go away from it and focus on something else, but it's always happening, is kudos to them, man.
Yeah, they're doing their thing, and I can't wait when Roman Reigns comes back. I feel like he's probably gonna come back as a baby face, and I feel like he's probably gonna try to recruit, the Usos. Like I think he's gonna probably try to recruit the Usos, maybe Sami Zayn. I don't know, but like he's definitely gonna go after the tribal chief position that Solo has right now. So that the storyline is only gonna get better, is what I'm trying to say.
Where does
We're
the
only
Rock?
like
Where does
when
the
the third.
Rock fit into all this?
So that's another thing. I don't know if The Rock might surprise us and comes back earlier than we expect. Maybe he's the one that Solo's working for. I don't know. They could go so many directions with this story. So that's why it's so interesting to me. But WWE is definitely cooking with that story. And I'm definitely gonna watch SmackDown. There's a premium live event this Saturday in Canada. It's the Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so there's another storyline cooking with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. These dudes have been going at it back and forth. CM Punk has screwed Drew McIntyre on multiple occasions. And then the other day, Drew McIntyre injured, quote unquote, CM Punk. Like he beat him to a bloody pulp. So I feel like since Drew McIntyre is in the Money in the Bank match, I think CM Punk is gonna screw him this Saturday. I don't know if Drew is gonna win the Money in the Bank and cash in the same day. Shout out to Lulu for this idea. So Lulu thinks that Drew McIntyre is gonna win the match and that the Money in the Bank. So once you win the Money in the Bank, you could cash in at whatever moment you want for a title shot. So I think once Seth Rollins and Damian Priest they're fighting for the title and they're both injured, Drew is going to cash in on the same night. And then CM Punk is gonna come in and screw him again. And that's gonna set them up for a clash in SummerSlam. Like, so that's another storyline that's very interesting to watch out for.
I'm so happy that wrestling is back to where it should be.
Yeah, man. And I like the interviews too, just to get to see their human side, like not their character. They're still on character a little bit sometimes. I feel like Cody Rhodes in the pivot. He said that he respects The Rock a lot, but he just doesn't like him. So I don't know. I don't think that's true. I think he loves The Rock.
Yeah, I saw that clip
Who knows? Maybe there is some truth to that. I don't know. That's the beauty of this shit. We don't know what's true. We don't know what's real. And that's how real life is. At least these guys are letting you know that it's fake.
Right.
That's why I appreciate that. Yeah. It's like in real life you get fucked over. They're not letting you know that you're getting fucked up.
That's a fact.
So
damn.
Shout out to Rick Rubin.
Yeah. I just want to see Stone Cold come back, stun a few people, and then drink some beer and walk off.
Be epic.
They gotta give him the bag.
Yeah. They got it though. They got that Netflix bag. They gotta share that shit.
Yeah, Stone Cold will probably come back.
Just bring back, like, every once in a while, bring back one of those classic wrestlers. Let them do their move and let them walk off. And everybody get hyped. Like Undertaker, this guy Mankind, Triple H, why not? Shawn Michaels, come in, do your super and walk off.
One of my favorite things from seeing The Undertaker retired is seeing him speak in these podcasts and these interviews.
Yeah.
And seeing the real him, seeing the real Mark. Because he was so committed to that character. Like it's insane, man. Like his focus needs to be studied. the Undertaker's focus, like I hear stories that the other wrestlers they would pay each other to try to break Undertaker's character. Like they would try to like, get him to laugh or some shit, but he has to be serious. But they never could do it.
That's crazy. He's so great. There won't be another Undertaker.
Nah, that was an amazing character. Probably the best character of all time.
Yeah, I agree.
Man, have y'all been keeping up with any of the soccer tournaments? I know we spoke about this off air, but yeah, y'all both said no.
Yeah, no, I'm not caught up on that.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet.
No, okay, that's all. But they're in the quarters right now. For anybody that is, keeping up with the tournaments, they've been pretty lit.
And then after this, the two best of each bracket moves up.
So now it's an elimination. So
Okay.
they're in the quarterfinals for the Euros, and also in the Copa America.
So I
Huh?
have a question since I'm not that big into soccer or know so much. So out of the finalists of Copa America, do they play the European champions afterwards?
No.
Okay.
For that they will have the World Cup.
Okay. And that's
the
not for
World
like
Cup-
another year, right? Or two?
The World Cup, I think probably in another 2 years.
Yeah. I know I
They-
looked it up recently and I'm like, oh shit. It's not for a few years. Like I know it just happened and then it's not an every year thing.
Yeah, even the Euros and the Copa America, they do it like every 2 years, 3 years, depending on when the World Cup is scheduled. But so they're basically trying to be the champion of a specific region in the world,
Gotcha.
basically.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's exciting times. I know like a lot of bars and lounges and clubs are promoting a lot of the Copa America to get people to go watch and drink and stuff. Which is
Yeah,
probably-
I mean, and
Mm.
the United States is hosting this year, the Copa America, but they got eliminated
Yeah, I saw that too.
in the group stages.
Yes.
On paper, they were hyping this team up to be like the best U.S. team of all time.
I saw a lot of that going around.
Yeah, and honestly, I was looking at their roster. They do have a good roster. Like on paper, they look really good. It's just, I guess they haven't had the chance to, play as cohesive as and talented as they are.
Mhm.
And the thing that messed them up was that second game against Panama. One of their players got a red card, and then they had to play underman for the rest of the game. So them losing that game put them in a hole because now they were in a must-win situation against Uruguay. And yeah, Uruguay has been arguably the best team in this tournament so far. So
I have a question. The underman penalty, does that mean they have to play with one less player
yes,
the whole game?
correct.
That's
So,
cheesy. Does any other sport do something like that? Because the NBA won't let you do that, or the NFL, really, right?
yeah. No, I
NBA,
think
like if only if injuries, like if everybody's hurt, then you. But
yeah, honestly, I think soccer is the only sport. In hockey, you would get
Penalty
like
box.
a 2-minute penalty. The other worst penalty would be the 5-minute penalty.
Okay.
You sit in that penalty box under man for 5 minutes.
I never
But-
knew that. I just learned something new.
Yeah, soccer's different.
They said, nah, you gotta play with one less player.
That's crazy though.
Yeah, that's cheesy. That changes the numbers completely.
Yeah,
you
are,
could cheese like that.
considering them playing for that long without without a player, they didn't do too bad. They only lost by a goal.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. That coach, that manager, he's in the hot seat because they were expecting better from that team.
Oh, the USA coach.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, probably gonna get fired, like most typical American coaches do. You ain't win. You out of here. Next coach. We'll pay you $70 million to get out of here. I think like the NBA is like that right now. They're just firing coaches that are still under contract.
Yep. Monty Williams.
That's wild.
that was
Some
why.
Yeah. Tell them I'll pay you to not coach.
Yeah, well before we wrap up,
Yeah.
I do want to touch on a couple of quick topics. Um one being I don't know if you guys heard Matthew Stafford's wife.
Mm.
Uh I think she was on a podcast recently, maybe a couple weeks ago at this point,
Mm-hmm.
and she made some comments that were left a lot of people uneasy. Basically, just to kind of sum it up, and you guys can fill in the blanks if I left anything out. But I guess in college, Matthew was pursuing her, she was pursuing him, or something like that. And to make him jealous, she ended up sleeping with his teammate, who was the backup quarterback. Um, that ended up becoming a thing because then she had to later apologize to that quarterback, to the backup, and his family because they were getting all this,
Oh, for real?
yeah, like all this attention and people coming at them and stuff like that because she threw him out there. She put his name out there, basically. Um, so interested to hear your thoughts on her comments. And, as men, we're sitting here, wondering how you would feel if you were in Matthew Stafford's situation, or in his place, I should say, and hearing your wife or your girl say say that kind of stuff to the world.
I'm not coming home. I'm not coming back home. Yeah, I'm good. No, Matthew Stafford. What the hell are you talking about? Super Bowl champ. I'm putting that Tom Brady card. I'm out of here. Hopefully, we
How
got a prenup.
how does how does this benefit Matthew Stafford at all? Like, how does this make him look good at all? Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like it happened so long ago, and why would you even put him to be in that position now? You know the brutal sport that this dude plays. You know,
Mm-hmm.
dudes use anything for fuel. So now these
Anything.
dudes, these linemen are probably gonna be teasing this dude. Now his teammates are gonna have to stand up for him. Like, why would you do this? Like,
Yeah,
as your other,
she must hate
as
him.
your other whole, why would you do that to that person? You know,
Low key, that's something you do like to somebody you hate. I feel like she
bro.
must
And
roll him.
like, I wonder, does she do this in Thanksgiving? Like, does she always just say wild shit in Thanksgiving too? Like, what does Matthew's family say about this kind of behavior?
And I'm getting DNA tested on all them kids after that. Ah, man, she bugged
It
out.
it's crazy because I'm married and I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, we all got a past. We've all done things, good or bad, whatever. But I'm like, I'm not gonna go and throw my wife under the bus. She wouldn't
Right.
do the same to me. Like, we're not gonna talk about, at least publicly, like between family or friends. You say things, in the privacy of your home, basically. But on a podcast that everyone is gonna hear, because the moment Matthew Stafford got tagged or whatever, or that's it. Like, now that gets out to a different
Yeah,
audience.
can't take that shit back.
Yeah, that it's done for. So just kind of hearing it, like, there was no reason to discuss something like that. And then the backup quarterback catches strays and he's there with his family, like he's married and all that stuff, and now he has to get involved in all this stuff. It was a bad look. It was bad.
Yeah, them linemen is gonna be sacking him and talking all types of ish,
Yo,
man. Yeah, just how I hit your wife or something. Like I could already see it, bro. Oh man, he gonna be fighting for his life.
And at this age too, like he's like,
Yeah.
he don't need that smoke right now.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that. He's not, maybe in his younger years he had that. Like he probably wanted all the smoke with the arguing, but now,
Yeah. He looked like a simp. Like the way the story's told is like they were messing around, then she, gets him jealous, and then he's like, "Oh, he's not the one for you." Like he starts simping for her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, you fell for it, bro. Like I don't know, like it just doesn't look pleasant. I don't know. I don't really want to judge because like people go through shit, but that's a crazy ass story, man. He's
it's a
he's he's a good man.
it's
Good
a
man.
it's a weird angle to use to get someone
Yeah.
to date you.
Yeah.
I don't know, but whatever. I mean, I guess I can't. You know, I'm not perfect either, but damn, I don't think I'll ever put my partner under the bus like that ever. Like that's crazy.
And he's only
And I
look.
and
Mhm.
and I guess that's one of my pet peeves too. Like you like do shit in public,
Yeah, man.
like that shit's trash. We're
Like
supposed to be a unit, so
yeah,
your reputation affects my
reflects.
reputation.
Yeah, it like
I'm a reflection of you
Mhm. Oh man.
wherever I go. So why are you trying to sink us right now for no reason? For clout? Oh, nah, we're done.
What do you think she has to do to like get back in his good graces?
Apologize. That's a good start. Just
Yeah.
apologize, take accountability, say, yeah, I fucked up. That was dumb. I don't know what I was thinking. That's a good start. After that, I don't know. She should know her husband by now.
And he's only like gotten more handsome the older he's gotten. Like at first, I'm not gonna hold you. He wasn't the cutest guy, but now, like, he looked kind of good. I would dip if I'm her. Oh, like, what would you do? Would you dip or would you stay?
I mean,
Roberto,
I'm
that
not.
happened. Yeah, okay, go ahead, son.
Yeah, yeah. We should ask Roberto, but
Because he's a married one. So would you stay? Would you go?
you're
I
right. You're right.
mean, I guess it depends on where you're at in the relationship, like how strong your relationship actually is to
Yeah,
withstand something.
yeah. I could dig that. That was more or less the answer I was gonna give. Like,
Hmm.
it depends.
Yeah.
Like with relationships, it's so tricky because it's like it's these two people that like no one's gonna know exactly what's going on
Mhm.
in their world, like what connection they built over time. So it's one of those things I don't like to kind of be too judgmental towards. But once you put your business out there in the public, you're giving us the okay to critique it if need
Mhm.
be. So that's why I didn't like the angle in the first place.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I agree.
Yeah,
Mhm.
man.
Eminem dropped a song.
I was just gonna say, speaking of angles, yeah.
Kobe.
Toby. Lulu's not here to talk about it. I was trying to get him on, but it's
Who
all
this man?
good. What y'all think of Toby? I thought it was pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. It was very dope. There was some like before I listened to it, there were a lot of mixed reviews of like, oh, it's like if Eminem is featured on the song. Oh, the lyrics weren't this, and then I listened to it and I was like, yeah, y'all bugging out. The dude killed it. The song, the features with Big Sean, and I'm blanking on the other gentleman's name.
Maybe
Uh,
Tron.
yeah,
Baby Con.
yeah. I think they did a great job as well on it. But Eminem did what Eminem does, man.
Yeah.
He stirred the pot a little bit with a couple of his bars, which is what Eminem does. Gives no Fs,
That's
and
the Slim
then
Shady.
Yeah, and then lyrically, he did what he knows how to do. I thought it was a dope song.
I liked it. I heard it a couple of times. Not one of my favorite Eminem songs. I'll listen to it, but I don't know. It's not it for me yet. It's not there. It's not like to like collapse or anything like that. Monumental for me. I'll just leave it at that. Like it's a good song. I like how it starts with Big Sean.
Actually starts with Baby Tron.
Really?
Yeah,
I
I know
love.
they sound very similar. When I first heard it,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit, okay." But
Wow.
then when I saw Big Sean jump in on the second verse and I saw how much time was left, I'm like, "Wait a minute.
Man.
I didn't know. I wasn't listening to Big Sean all this time. I was listening to
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
that blows my mind
Yeah.
because I was listening to it with Yo Yo, and she was like, "Oh, is that who's that?" And I swore it was Big Sean.
Yeah.
I said it
They
mad
sound
confident.
He got us. That's why, Toby.
yeah. That's the meme right there.
Like who's rapping? You don't even know who's rapping.
It's a Detroit thing, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about it too. The track, the whole Detroit,
Sure.
Yeah.
three different generations of Detroit in one track. 'Cause Baby Tron is only 24, so
I like that
uh,
Eminem is doing that too.
yeah, like a lot of people were
Does.
actually surprised with the collab with Baby Tron. Big Sean, that he's collabed with him on
Mhm.
multiple occasions, but they didn't expect to hear a Baby Tron and Eminem song, and I think it sounded dope. I think they nailed it. I mean, I think Baby Tron came in strong. He set it up. He got a nice hook. It was wordy, and I rocked with it. I love the beat. Uh, there was certain like guitars, distorted guitar elements that they were adding in certain bars, especially with the Big Sean verse, that I thought was pretty cool. Like the guitar went with what like his flow, so that was pretty dope. And a lot of bars too. There was a lot of bars in this track, but a lot of lyricism and bars. That's what sums up this song. Like Eminem, he just has these certain rhyme schemes that are so unique. I don't know, like I just don't hear somebody else flowing and rhyming constantly, but with like different, like the same patterns, but then he like mixes it up. Like it was a more layered verse than people would expect. The Eminem verse, like he was doing a lot, and it just sounded smooth. It didn't sound forced. I don't think I was listening to Rap God Eminem. Like it wasn't that fast, but it was like a good Eminem tempo. But I love this. I love the track. I like it.
Yeah.
And
I
his
liked it
album
way
is
better than
dropping.
Houdini for sure.
Yeah, and his album is dropping next Friday, July 12th. So we'll definitely jump back on to talk about that. Hopefully Lulu can join us
I
and give
think
us some insight.
I might like it more probably on the album, like on the flow of the album. That happens to me a lot. Like sometimes I'll hear like the single, I'm like, yeah, it's okay. Then I listen to it in the album, I'm like, oh, this shit sounds so much better like this. And
Yeah.
I like it like that more.
Yeah, because it goes. It's like you're putting a puzzle, missing
Hmm.
puzzle to the.
Yeah.
You're seeing the whole puzzle. Like, yeah,
So
I agree. That's happened to me too.
I can't wait. That's happened to me a lot with a lot of Drake songs too. Like, he'll drop some singles and I won't like them, and then when I hear them on the album, I think like the SZA song when it first dropped, I didn't like it too much. But when I heard it on the album, the flow of the album, I
Yes,
loved it
I
like
had
that.
the same experience. I
Yeah,
had the same experience. That was certified logo,
I don't even remember.
or was that for all the dogs?
For the dogs, I think. Yeah, the most recent one. But yeah, I can't wait. I hear he has a lot of features, so
You'll be a good one.
I want to hear some new music.
Do we react to the Kendrick pop out show at all on air?
I don't know, but that show's fire.
It
It
was.
was. It was
I can't wait.
definitely a moment.
My man united the world against Drake, bro.
That's crazy.
That's man.
It's
It was
crazy
a
to
it was a masterclass performance.
It
yeah.
was.
Say Drake. You like yo, and then the whole crowd starts rapping and singing the song without him like singing or anything. He just let him. He just played the beat, and the whole crowd just went off. I'm like, yo, that shit is epic. And he's just there dancing. I'm like, yo, that music video, they gotta use like clips of that concert throughout, cause that show's epic.
Who
When do you think
created
he
the
drops it? You think he drops it this Friday?
I hope so. I don't know what's taking them so long, to be honest.
Probably editing it. A lot of
Yeah.
editing. So
this dude made a diss track, the summer anthem. That's insane.
And Drake's come out with some songs, like 3 songs, and none of them are really hitting like that. Like he's featured on a Sexy Red song, got Camila Cabello songs, like the Hot Uptown. It's good, but it's like, nah, Drake, stay in Canada, don't rap, don't sing, shut your ass up and sit down. Yeah, I feel like a poser has been exposed, and it's hard to listen to the music the same anymore.
and
Yeah. Cause like he's on these songs with these accents, and it's just like, damn, didn't Kendrick tell you? Like, I don't know. It's bad. Our whole perception is fucked up now. I gotta go listen to his old shit and just stay there. And even then, I'm listening to it with like a whole different ear. Like his old music.
yeah,
He's ruined for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like a glass shattering moment.
Yeah. Unlike
that means,
other Drake fans.
that just means Kendrick did a hell of a job. That's what that means.
Yeah.
And but hopefully he bounces back though. We'll see.
When
Usher won the BET Lifetime Achievement Award.
Usher,
That was
right?
good to see. Yeah. BET blanked out his whole speech.
I heard. Like,
Oh,
what was
because
that
because
about?
he was cursing a lot, from what I heard.
yeah, but I had to YouTube it and find a speech afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
The parts that they blanked out, he did not curse again at all, which is
Yeah, it was.
crazy.
Yeah, I heard the. I heard the. I think I heard that video.
Yeah, it was a good speech.
It was
Well
Was.
deserved
wasn't it
award.
about fathers and stuff like that, right? Like
Yeah,
positive role models.
Why were they blanking that out?
I don't know,
You
man.
know they don't want positive role models in this world.
They don't want no good. They don't want good fathers out here. Like,
Nah,
what is going? What is?
a
What are we
Boondocks
doing?
moment.
it was very frustrating, especially as an Usher fan. Like you want to hear the speech, and you could see people getting emotional, and I'm like, bro, but I want to hear why is everybody crying over here?
Did he
But
even mention Diddy?
no, not at all.
I hope not.
Because I'm like, I thought maybe he was getting blanked out because he was talking about Diddy or something.
That's what I thought originally. That maybe because he was talking about like the people that he had that influenced him growing up and got him to that moment. So I thought maybe he mentioned them, so they were like, "Oh no, we got to cut the speech." Or maybe they assumed he was gonna mention him, so they got ahead of it, and it was like, I don't know, but
This
well
shit is
deserved award for him though.
Facts.
a shit show.
Great time after the Super Bowl,
Yeah,
The Years of You of Usher.
and a good album too. Album was
it
album
was
Yeah.
was
good.
good.
Yeah,
Did he finish touring already?
nah, he's supposed to be down in my area at the end of August.
Okay. Nice.
Hey,
Is that the
See,
17th?
are you trying to tell us something? Like you gonna
may
go to
have
the con?
to. I may have to. Figure it out and get there, man. This may be his last tour.
Yeah.
You never know. I think it's the 27th and the 28th. He'll be done this way.
Okay. Nice. That's coming fast.
Yeah.
Time is coming by fast. We're already in July. August is right there. Man. Can't wait.
Anything else,
Yeah.
fellas? Are we good?
I think we're good.
Covered a lot.
Yeah.
We did. We did.
I'm tired of
Uh,
You'll probably bleep that out. Oh man.
Well, this was a good one. Jam packed. A lot of good stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Continue to like, share, support, subscribe, everything you need to do. We definitely appreciate it. So thank you for tuning in.
Make it easy. Have a
word,
good one.
word. Thank you. Thank you.
Peace.
Peace out.